Hey everybody, it's the team news reaction show ahead of Liverpool versus Tottenham at Anfield. It's already been an eventful day up and down the Football League, including the Premier League as well. Liverpool versus Tottenham is the icing on the cake. It's a 7:45 kickoff on a Saturday evening, which is very, very, very strange indeed.
Why have they done it like that?
Because they wanted the Championship at 12:30 to have its own slot of TV, so then they've kind of shifted everyone. They've got Man United v Brighton on TV as it stands, which I'm guessing maybe they thought there'd be some type of top four implications for United at the time. Turns out there probably isn't. So yeah, we're 7:45, which is, I'll be honest, I feel like I've already done a full day's work with the kids and doing the garden and stuff, and then I've had to come in as well. But what better place to be than watching the mighty Reds? If you asked us, obviously Premier League fixtures remain there. This is the toughest one, you'd think, in terms of, obviously there's the small matters of 2 cup finals that obviously overshadow it a bit, but of the Premier League games that Liverpool have got, away to Aston Villa won't be no fun, I don't think. Southampton away could be tricky, although they're in dire form at the moment. Wolves at home, who knows? But Spurs are literally the best placed team in the league that we've got to play. And today's one of those games where if I was a City fan, this would be one I'd be looking at going, that could be the one where they slip up. So Liverpool have got to be on it today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got every incentive to really be on it, really, because we've had a good week.
A very good week.
I think the week was... How was your trip away? Did you enjoy? Yeah.
I got wet. I got very, very wet. But yeah, mate, it was a good trip. It was a good trip, yeah.
And then I think it's more a case of... It felt like to me when I woke up and started to process it today, I was like, remember when we played them in a Champions League final and it was you stand in our way of winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
So on that basis alone, we have to beat you. It doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to be free-flowing.
And it wasn't.
And do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be our best brand of footy, but by hook or by crook, we are beating you tonight. And this is what I'm getting those type of vibes, just in the sense that we've got them, as you say, as our biggest game left in the Prem now. We've just come off the back of a massive week. I think this is kind of the one that kind of tops off the end of that big, bulky, chunky run of, games that have been like all mattered and meant something. Obviously, all the others still do, but it's like, in terms of the quality of opposition, Spurs is really the last one, aside from the cup games, where you'd look at it and think, if we can get past yous now, this could be that nail in the coffin to where City genuinely just look at it and think, well, if Spurs can't do it, there's nobody going to do it, so these lads aren't dropping points, which then puts the extra bit of doubt in their head, plus wherever they are psychologically after the week that they've had. It just compounds things for them. Whereas if you don't get the result today, it kind of makes them feel a little bit more like, oh, all right, we can breathe a little bit. We've got a little bit of breathing room now, and you don't want them to have that. You really want them to feel like they're running out of air.
They need pressure on them every single time we play. Like I say, the official Liverpool team news will be released in just under 12 minutes or so's time. There's a rumour team doing the work. For what it's worth, it's the rumour team is the starting 11 that I predicted on the starting 11 prediction show. So fingers crossed I'm right on that one. We're hearing, and again unconfirmed until 2:45, these are just rumours for now, that it's Alisson, Robbo, Virgil, Kanate, Trent, Fab, Hendo, Thiago, Diaz, Mane and Mo Salah. That is the rumour team that we're hearing. We're still hearing no Bobby Firmino, by the way, in the matchday squad is what we heard as well. He's still struggling, so that would leave a bench, if the rumours are true, of Kelleher, Milner, Keita, Jones, Gomez, Jota, Costas, Matip, and then Divock Origi as well. Like I say, not confirmed just yet, but we're hearing that
I've
Liverpool...
got quite a few people on my Twitter as well screaming for that same...
It looks like, again, these things are unconfirmed, but it looks like, as it stands, that will be the Liverpool team. And I'll be made up, by the way, if I got a starting 11 prediction show right, I'll be honest, I don't think it was that hard.
No, I know.
The only one that I really...
kind of picked itself almost.
It was just Matip or Ibu, and I just thought... Ibu's pace and physicality against Tottenham makes much more sense. Like if
someone's goes for Jones in midfield, that also no Jones.
Yeah, maybe I might be wrong, but the only way, the reason, let's talk about Kanate then, because he looks like he's going to play centre half. The reason I picked him is because I thought big, powerful, and quick getting back the other way. Because there's a chance that someone at some point is going to leg it after Son. If they break that offside trap, and Tottenham are set up to do that, we'll have our high line because we always do, but Harry Kane's one of the best passers in the Premier League. His passing is outrageous. Sometimes his runs out to win as good as anyone who doesn't play for Liverpool. Like, he does it like Salah, Mane and Diaz do it. He's really, 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 really good at it. So that's why I went for Big Ibu. It's just another test for him. But so far, he's passed every test with flying colours.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just like the fact that he's just a game cat. he's combative, he's up for it, he's not going to shy away from it or anything like that. And I think if Thiago and Fab can kind of stifle Kane, getting his head up, he's going to get on the ball, there's no doubt about it, but literally being on his first touch, don't let him kind of pick his head up and start spraying passes.
Fab's going to have to be all over him.
Yeah, you've just got to cut that route out, and Son's got nothing to feed off then. But you're right, there will be times, and he's done it consistently against us for the last couple of years, to be fair. He's been the one threat that, like, you can almost guarantee at least once, twice a game he's going to get in, and it's whether we've got him offside or Alisson can pull out a worldy save, because there's always a chance that he's going to score. But yeah, I've got the likes of Abe in on Twitter and Faye all going for that lineup as well. Abe on for Matip though over Konate. I probably would have went Konate as well, if I'm honest with you. It was my prediction, just because I like that physicality and the fact that Matip is good, but he's not the quickest, and I don't think he'd be the first to say that he is. He's not the quickest, Joe Rabida. You don't want him at this point in the season feeling like he's got to bust the guts to try and get back into defensive positions. You kind of want him to just kind of mark the areas in certain games and know I can mark that area. As long as I'm in that zone, I'm absolutely fine. I'm not really going to get caught out.
Yeah, I tend to agree. We've got a super chat here from Andy App. Cheers, Andy, for the £10 super chat. Says, coming up to Liverpool for the final Champions League final, first time back in the city since pre-COVID. I can't wait for the Anfield Road pub crawl to watch the game, but a long way to go before that. Come on, you Reds. Yeah, well, enjoy the hospitality that Anfield has to offer in and around the local area for sure, Andy. It'll be might pop into a few people around there, as well as Brighton on our screen there go 2-0 up against Manchester United, which is always quite fun to see indeed. Yeah, from what we heard, the Spurs team then, again, unconfirmed at this point, but we'll find out for sure in about, 9 minutes or so now. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they've got Romero, they've got Emerson Royal playing, obviously. If anyone listened to the opposition preview on Redmen Plus with Flav from the Fighting Cock, he said that Emerson Royal at the moment is probably Tottenham's weakest link, so he is in the side, as is Ben Davies. Who else have we got here? Højbjerg. Sorry, Eric Dyer at the back as well, right? I missed him off as well. So it's Højbjerg, Sessegnon, Kulusevski, Bentancur in midfield, and then obviously Harry Kane and Son. Yeah, I missed Romero off, didn't I? So it's Lloris, Romero, Højbjerg, Son, Kane, Emerson, Dyer, Sessegnon, Kulusevski, Bentancur, Davies. That is the rumoured Tottenham team as well. First of all, it's really, 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 really funny that Brighton have just scored. It's really funny. I've got a question here from the Spaniard. Just Steve, can we win the league? I think we'll win every one of our games. So I think we'll win every. Touch wood, and that starts tonight. I think Liverpool will win all 4 remaining Premier League games. It's just, can somebody do us a favour against Man City? And that is completely not in our hands. It's nothing we can do. And also, Manchester City are brilliant. They could just snot 4 teams and win the title. And if they do, shake all your hands up, shake their hands, say, well done, you got that well in. We put you under as much pressure as we could. We maybe fell a bit too far behind, and we couldn't quite catch us. Fair play to them, because they're under a lot of pressure now, Manchester City, because they can only win 1 trophy now. And they used to win more trophies. They used to be, this time last year, they were in the league. They've usually got the Carabao Cup in the pocket. They were going to a Champions League final. The Premier League was tied up. This is a whole different kettle of fish. They'd recently been beaten in an FA Cup as well. This time, I say only the Premier League. Listen, we'd bite our hands off at only the Premier League, but it does feel like there's a lot of pressure on them already. Yeah. It's up to Liverpool tonight to add to that pressure by, like I say, taking care of what on paper is their most difficult situation, difficult game.
And that's all we can do now. And I'm a little bit disappointed in the fact that, obviously we didn't get more of a result at their place, but on the balance of the game at their place, at the time, we was lucky to not get beat. I felt at times in that game, because they swarmed us. We say, when was the last time we played bad? And no, we didn't play great against Villarreal, but we just wasn't up for it. Consider now how much we know they're a top team. We was miles behind the pace, and yet we kind of come out in early in the second half and rescued it, and then kind of just got a little bit cagey. That was probably the one, and I'm always of the opinion you've kind of got to put your rivals to bed if you're going to expect to finish above them, whether that be finishing for the top 4 or whether that be finishing for the Premier League.
We had 2 draws.
And we had 2 draws against them. We had draws against Chelsea. Yeah. And at one stage, I did genuinely think Tottenham were going to be the team out of all of them that were going to have a say, because Tottenham were the only team that had actually taken points off us and City in that kind of top 6 kind of battle. Man U lost to both of us. Arsenal lost to both of us. Chelsea had lost to
them and drew with us.
Do you know what I mean? So I just felt like Tottenham were the one that kind of got in amongst the cat amongst the pigeons, really.
Well, City didn't beat them either game. They lost twice.
We've drawn with them so far. So I was like,
they've shown the quality in big games.
Exactly. So in my head, I was like, Tottenham could be the one that kind of really leave their mark on the season, kind of determine who goes out on top and wins it. However, now you look at it and you think we've just got to do our job, put them to the sword, kill them off tonight, and then from there you're probably thinking we will go on and win the rest of our games for the rest of the season. As you say, Villa, Southampton and Wolves. On a day where you're like, we need to beat them to win, I'd back Liverpool 9 times out of 10 to get the results. Yeah, it's literally now who's going to do us a favour.
Yeah, so City, you've got Newcastle, haven't you? Then you've got Wolves themselves, then you've got West Ham, and then you've got Aston Villa. So there's a lot of crossover between the teams. But we both got to play Wolves, we've both got to play Villa. We've only just played Newcastle and found it tough. They played them at home, which again is a different kettle of fish, really. I think going to Wolves for them could be tough.
Do you think their fans will be despondent, though, mate? Like from tomorrow, because they're not like.
They're not the most emotional
people, that's what I'm saying.
And I'll be honest,
not to slate them or anything like that, but they don't have that, do you?
I don't think Manchester City need that as a team because they're used to not having it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it was a coincidence they pissed the league in empty stadiums because technically they're not a very emotional football team. I think Liverpool are more emotionally driven. Mm-hmm. You know, we're a very emotive team. I don't think City are. I think they're more like tactically and technique and quality. I think, listen, not only Liverpool have got bad players, but I think we're a team who rides emotion, the highs and lows a bit more, where they sometimes fall for that.
Block it out,
but then sometimes it can be to their detriment because they do need a bit of a pick-up and there's no one to give them it. But on the flip side, they don't get too down because there's no one to drag them down because they're used to playing in relatively soulless games, if that makes sense.
No, it does. I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly.
There's a lot of very passionate Manchester City fans, and I'm not disparaging, but in general, like that isn't a stadium really that is really known for really down. Whereas Anfield can go both ways. Anfield can go both ways. Anfield, when it's nervy,
you can feel it. You still feel it, don't you?
That transmits. Again, City, I'm not sure they get that as much as we do.
Johnny Walker says Cody with a 97th minute goal.
That's what happened today, so yeah. Maybe.
Oh, was that today? I thought he was predicting this.
Maybe both, yeah. So Wolves drew with Chelsea, 97th minute, equalised to get a 2-2, yeah. Yeah, we'll see if they can do something on Wednesday. Fingers crossed. It would be amazing if they do. Yeah, imagine that one if Connor can do us a favour. He's already scored against Everton this year. He scored against Chelsea. If he wants to go and score against
one better
Manchester City for us as well, then yeah, it'd be absolutely fantastic.
Send you a medal down to 62 or the 6.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done as much as he could for us there. Stevie G didn't do us no favours today though in terms of keeping Everton in the league. He
battered them, didn't he? Absolutely. But they need. I feel like. It's about the war now. Let Everton deal with Everton. I feel like if you ask Stevie in his position, Everton going down and Liverpool don't win the league, or Everton staying up and Liverpool winning the league.
Yeah, we've got to play them on Tuesday, that's the thing. So if Stevie can do us a favour on Tuesday and then get the troops rallied for Man City on the final day of the season as well, that will be fantastic. Like I say, just a couple of minutes then until the Liverpool team is announced. We've got a rough idea of what we think it is. It's a shame that Bobby's not fit, because I think
this could have been a game for him.
He's got a good record against Tottenham as well in general. Having said that, Divock, like who knows what Divock can be, but I've got a feeling if Jurgen had a fully fit squad and everyone was training well, I think he'd always like to have Roberto Firmino win against Tottenham, because I think he likes to pack that midfield, and like I say, he's got Jurgen does. I think as much as it
helps leave someone on Kane.
Also, I think Jurgen does ride this whole thing of you've played well against these before, go and do it again. I think he's what's the word? He's, there's a reason Divock comes on against Everton. Like I think he understands these kind of things as well.
The history.
It's a shame, but again, if Firmino can get himself back fit and firing for the 2 finals, then that's all well and good for us. We'll have to just cope with the other 4 world-class superstars for a couple of games, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
That's it. I think it's unfortunate for him because
he was in decent form.
And it's just come at the wrong time of the season for the wheels to fall off for him, because now when everything's riding on, like there can't be a drop off in standard, there can't be a drop off of output. As much as we love him and we love the fact that he can come up and do Bobby-esque shit, you can't put your house on that he's going to be fit enough to put in a performance that's going to warrant him starting.
Yeah, this season more than ever, it feels like he's really suffered more with the injuries. That they're not, and again, he's an aging player. And he's done a lot of miles.
Yeah,
Liverpool. He's
ran himself into the ground.
And apparently, this is a pain injury, like an issue where, you know, it's his foot, isn't it? And maybe he could play for the pain badly, but Liverpool don't want him for him.
Yeah.
It might be that we get to a couple of cup finals and he's jabbing that foot just to get through games, which all footy players sometimes do in finals, you know what I mean? Like, we saw Kyle Walker the other day try and gut it out against Real Madrid, and ultimately in the end, it passed off. It didn't play off for him. But, right, the official Liverpool lineup then is out. So I will make my way over to the board. I will put it on the screen for you guys at home and for Errol to read as well.
There we go. I've got it right here. So it is Alisson in goal. It is Trent Alexander-Arnold as right back. Canate partners Virgil van Dijk. Andy Robertson is going to be playing left back. Fab, Henderson and Thiago make up that midfield three. And Ste got a full house there with Diaz, Salah and Mane all starting up top, with the substitutes of Kelleher, Milner, Keita, Gomez, Jones, Jota, Tsimikas, Origi and Joel Matip. Yeah, is that a full house? Sort
of. On the show, I did say, I put Roberto Firmino, go back and watch it, I said, I put Roberto Firmino on the bench, but I said if he's not fit, then it will be Divock, and that's the case of what it was. So I'm taking that as a win, because I did caveat it that if Roberto isn't fit, I wasn't to know he wasn't going to be fit. There was talk he'd been training, but yeah, I thought this one picked itself. This is one of the easier starting 11 shows that I've done for a while, given where Liverpool have been, given who's in form and who's not. I thought this one was, and obviously the strengths and weaknesses of Tottenham as well. But yeah, let's run through it again. Ali, Robbo, Virgil, Canate, Trent, Fab, Hendo and Thiago. We've got Diaz, we've got Mane and we've got Salah. You guys who are watching along now in the live chat, get your thoughts into Errol. Let Errol know what you think of that Liverpool 11 on that bench. He'll read the best of those out shortly. In the meantime, I'm going to go through this bench as well, because Liverpool have got options on it. We've got Kelleher, Costas, Matip and Gomez as your defenders and the goalkeeper. We've got Naby Keita, James Milner and Curtis Jones as the midfield options. And then we've got Diogo Jota and our Lord and Saviour Divock Origi as the striker. So Liverpool have got lots and lots of bases covered. There is a lot of quality on this pitch. I'm not surprised by the team at all. Errol, what are the people saying?
The people in the chat are saying, well, to be honest, a lot of them are commenting on the Man U game that Brighton just went up again and scored a third Thursday when you was going over to the screen. So, yeah, there's a lot of comments on that. Obviously, trolling the likes of Coldbridge and Ralph, Wreck-It Ralph. But Charlie the Red says that lineup, it reads like a dream team. Good team selection is what Jenny Shaw says. Andy App, a member, says that is a strong squad, that as strong as Brighton's performance against United. Zachary says, just seen an ESPN article with the headline, is this the worst Man United side of the Premier League? Either haha, just leaked.
It's 4-0.
Is it 4? Oh, Lord have mercy.
I apologise if you're watching it on delay, but Brighton have just gone 4-0. I mean, this is the type of thing that will get a manager sacked. Just the thing is, he's not going to get sacked.
He's not getting sacked.
He's getting off and about it in a few days. So yeah, that's happening as well. So yeah, how are we basking the glory of Liverpool in their 11? You can all laugh at why didn't this Brighton turn up against Manchester City, by the way?
LFC Spectre's pissing himself in the comments there.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Indeed, yeah. We've got our lads in the Discord chat all doing the same as well. Tony with a simple 4, ha 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 ha, which yeah, I think that says it all for everyone really as well.
The super chat from Klopp's Cop, Harry Maguire is the gift that keeps on giving.
They were looking at VAR for this, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. We'll come back to it in a minute. They're looking for a possible VAR. We'll keep you updated with United game as well. They're saying possible handball. I don't think it is.
Comes off his chest.
But we'll see. Let's have a little goosey gander. I don't think it's an arm anyway. We'll come back to that if it does. Yeah. Let's have a little look at the Tottenham team then. It is what we kind of thought it was before with the rumour team that we had. So Lloris, Emerson Royale, Romero, Dyer and Davies, Sessegnon, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Kulusevski, Son and Kane. In terms of that formation, is that a 4-4-2 or is that maybe Sessegnon playing wing back with more like a 3-5-2 with Ben Davies playing centre half? We'll come back to that shortly. Obviously, we'll know that when as and when they kick off. But yeah, that could be either or. So it'll be interesting to see. I know we played theatre back against us last time and got
which side from it. So which side would Sessegnon be on?
He would then Sessegnon would end up probably be playing like a left wing back, wouldn't he? With Emerson playing as a right wing back, maybe. I don't know. We'll soon find out.
So you're going to have Diaz against their shittest player, essentially.
Possibly, or Salah. Or Salah. Either way, we'll see how it all pans out, if it's going to be a 3 or a 4 at the back. What I often do in these situations is go to see what Google has, the Google fixture list has, and see if they've got any inkling. They've got it as a 3, with Sessegnon playing left back and with Emerson playing right back. I kind of think that's more likely, given the fact that it's Kulusevski playing out on the right, Son against Trent on the left. Now, Trent's got... I had this conversation with Neil Jones on JNO Insight Extra. Any Redmen Plus subscribers, hopefully you've listened or watched that show and you enjoyed it. We were saying about the month that Trent's got coming up. He's got some, he's got Son, he's got Vinicius in that final. He's playing against Chelsea, who
have 3 that'll.
Any one of those lads will go over there.
Mount, Pulisic,
whoever it is,
Kai Havertz, whoever it is, they'll be willing runners.
Absolutely, he's got a lot to think about, over the next few weeks. That's again another big test. It's the reason I went for Ibu Konate. It's just that pace up against Son, but. Yeah, from a Tottenham point of view, I'm guessing that's their game plan. We know that now. We just know that already. It's how are we going to try and play against a team who's playing a back 3? My guess is you've got to stretch them. Yeah. And therefore, the inclusion of Luis Diaz makes me excited because he's more like he likes hugging that touchline. Obviously, from my vantage point in Villarreal, I was behind the goal, and you could see the clear difference between how he was playing it and how Mane or Jota in that first half. Diaz just likes getting chalk on his boots. And I think that should be the instruction again today.
Well, Boba Fett makes that point in the chat there. Says Diaz playing against the team that was going to buy him. Can't wait. That type of vibe. And I said that to Chris. And Chris's response was, it's perfect game for him to go and get a hat-trick then, isn't it? Yeah. And I think he's just... That's why I wanted to know which way he was going to line up with their kind of left back.
Pretty sure it'll be that, yeah.
And again, I'm fine with it either or. I just think that air of unpredictability, and we keep saying it because... We've seen him now for over 10 games, but I still don't know what the kid's going to do. I know he's got it all in his locker.
I don't think he knows.
He just... But I feel like his not knowing is still more methodical than Mane's not knowing. Like, Mane didn't know and surprised himself half the time. When he was, like, at his pomp as a left winger for us, he just used to just run and would just, like, draw people into him, and then he just leave them and put on the afterburners. Yep. How he did it was kind of clumsy and bulky, but he got away with it more often than not. Whereas Diaz, like, lures somebody in and then thinks straight away, right, this is the perfect little turn for this person, and I've just got them, and literally they're just on toast, and the next minute he's gone. Like, and he does it with so much ease, and he's got that low centre of gravity as well, so he's just got that ability to just lose a man very, very easily. I think again, between now and the end of the season, mate, he is our secret weapon. He is. And if for whatever reason he's not working, you can go back to the tried and tested. That lad in front of the sticks, Jota, is good for a goal. So put him on. We'll move Mane back.
We'll see Jota. We'll see Jota in this game. It's just when and how and who's it for. That'll depend on the game, form, injury. Jota will get on at some point. I'm almost certain of that. In terms of, and it's a good point made in the Club Legend Discord chat. Look, going back to the Man United issue here, it was if West Ham win all their games in hand, they could make the Europa League. That maybe motivates them more for that game against City, because again, West Ham going out the Europa League, it's almost like it's their season done now. But again, if they've got an outside chance of getting back into it, maybe it does just sharpen minds. But well,
they're out of the Fingo now as well. Do you know what I mean?
It's amazing. It's amazing as Brighton go through and goal again. By the way, it's amazing how. We're looking at all these other teams, and oh my God, there could be 5.
It is.
It's the post. But yeah, it's amazing. Like, we're looking at all these other teams, going, well, they need a win. They'll need a win, or they need something. Like, I hate that it's not on our hands, but that's kind of the hand we've been dealt at the moment.
Judith in the chat says, am I the only one that's getting a little bit worried about the amount of football that Robbo has played? I really thought it would be Costas that had played today. What are your thoughts on that?
The fitness staff, just trust them. Like, if he wasn't ready to go, Jürgen would be picking him. Like, Jürgen, they've got all the numbers, they've got all the stats. He did get a little bit of a break in Villarreal, didn't he? Come off for a little bit, maybe, like they've been trying to do what they can. I think in general, if he wasn't good to go, he wouldn't be playing. So he must be fine. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Tsimikas plays at Villa, maybe, for example. But yeah, listen, if Robbo...
Yeah, Zachary says that Costas for Villa.
Maybe. And also, you just trust the staff. Like, every player is different. Someone might be able to need a rest every 4 games, some need 6. Mo Salah seemingly never need. Virgil plays every game. Yeah. Certain people are just built differently. And Robbo, touch wood again, he's had a couple of them, but it feels like...
Once he played through that injury, it feels like he's fine. He's had that rest, taking that chance to taking that time to recharge. I don't fear for him. I think he's done it before. We ran him into the ground last season, and that was when it was kind of do or die. We're trying to save. It's redemption. We're trying to literally save a season that's not really gone the way anyone's imagined. You've been the ever-presence in that back line. We just need to keep you fit enough to keep playing, yeah? Whereas this season, where we're at and the situation we're in, people say it, and you hear ex-pundits say it, you hear ex-players say it that are pundits now. They turn around and say, when you're winning, you don't feel tired.
Yeah, you'll be fine, Robert. I'm sure, Robert, touch wood, you'll be absolutely fine. Right, then we're going to head off shortly. Don't forget to come and join us in about 35 minutes time. So kick-off is at 7:45 UK time. Me and Elle will go live about 7:30 UK time. So yeah, like I say, about 35 minutes or so's time. Do come and join us for the live watch along. Sync your TV coverage up with the clock on our screen, press mute on your TV and listen to me and Errol without 100% biased commentary. If you haven't been watching Redmen TV watch-alongs for a long time, or you haven't watched one before, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, because it's basically lads and ladies. We're the same as you. We love the Reds. We cheer, we boo, we get frustrated, we get annoyed, we get happy. More often than not, we get happy because Liverpool are brilliant. But yeah, please do come and join us. Like I say, in about 35 or so minutes time, we're going to watch the end of this Man United match, have a little bit of a laugh, have a bite to eat, have a drink. So yeah, we'll catch you all in a bit. Ciao. Hey guys, thanks for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want even more Redmen TV goodness in your lives, head on over to redmenplus.com right away. You'll get more in-depth analysis, more features, more documentaries, more interviews, basically more Liverpool goodness. It's like Netflix for Reds. You will love it. We love it. Head on over to redmenplus.com and sign up for Redmen Plus.